Welcome to Well Body. I'm Renee, your host, and this is the podcast for everything your body needs as a woman to become healthier and fitter effortlessly. Here, we're all about feeling energized, beautiful, strong, and going from zero to thriving. Let's ditch the Fitspo diet culture once and for all and start living your best life with methods that actually make real lasting changes. It's time to embrace the journey to a well body holistically. Let's dive in together. Hello and welcome back to the Well Body podcast. I'm recording this podcast on the very last day of 2024. I cannot believe that we are literally here at the end of the year. I feel like for me, this year has gone incredibly fast. There has been so much growth and learning and lessons, and I'm so ready to apply those in 2025. Today's podcast episode is all about reclaiming your 2025, ditching the SMART goals and harnessing your energetic power. So if you're tired of setting rigid goals and feeling like you're failing every January, this episode is for you. 2025 is not about hustling harder. It's about flowing with intention and creating a life that feels as good as it looks. And this is why energetics matters. So why does this matter? The limitations of SMART goals are often rigid and uninspiring. If you don't know what a SMART goal is, a SMART goal stands for something that is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Now, these are the classic ways that most people will get you to set goals. And I get it. They make sense. It's important to be specific. It's important to have a measurable outcome. It's important for it to be achievable and realistic. It's important for it to be relevant to you and your life. And it's also important to have a time-bound, bit of a deadline time frame to the goal. But I feel like that gets us a little bit stuck. So I want to change your mindset for 2025, and I really want you to think about having a big shift in the way that you set your goals. So this year we're throwing out the SMART goals playbook and stepping into energetics, which is a way of living that's all about alignment, flow, and magnetizing your desires. So why are traditional SMART goals outdated, in my opinion? They're boxed in and stuff like SMART goals are like trying to fit your infinite potential into a tiny rigid box. They don't leave room for growth, intuition, or even the magic, which is why I think people get so cut up when they don't achieve their SMART goal, right? They assume linear progress as well. You know, life isn't a straight line. It's friggin' all over the place. It's a spiral. You grow, you ebb, you flow. Traditional goals don't account for your emotional and physical energy shifts, which is why they often feel heavy and frustrating. And it's okay that your goals change sometimes along the way, because you might set a goal at the start of the year and that goal slightly changes based on the journey you've been on. So let's not get ourselves lost in this specificness of the goal having to be the goal. Obviously, we want to stay in, a straight line of action, but we also want to make sure that we're allowing for things to change and shift as they need to and as they feel right and aligned. Okay? So they also prioritize metrics over meaning, which is another thing that I'm not so keen on this year. So sure, it's great to hit a target, but how many of you have achieved a goal and felt empty? Maybe that's because the journey didn't light you up. So we're going to change our goal trajectory to the energetics revolution, which is aligning with the flow and abundance. So what does energetics mean? It's the art of tuning into your internal state and allowing your energy to guide your actions. So instead of chasing, you attract. Instead of forcing, you flow. And instead of burning out, you rise up. And the science behind this is the science of feeling good. So energy impacts your success. Positive emotions release dopamine and serotonin, which fuel motivation and creativity. Stress and misalignment drain your energy, making it harder to show up consistently. When you feel good, you're a magnet for what you want because you're acting from a place of abundance rather than lack. And this is what happens to the majority of us when we are following the old school boring SMART goals. So how can we create a magnetic 2025 with energetics? Step 1, define your core desires. So forget that I want to lose 10 kilos or I want to make 10K a month. Ask yourself, how do I want to feel in 2025? Vibrant, abundant, free. Write down those feelings that you want to be feeling and build your vision around them. And here's a little tip. Use this journal prompt. If I woke up on January 1st, 2026, and everything in my life felt perfect, what would it look and feel like? Okay, a year from now. And step number 2, align your energy first. So before you take action, tune in. Are you feeling calm, inspired, and excited? If not, take a moment to recalibrate. This might look like meditating, dancing, or stepping outside to ground yourself where you feel inspired. Here's an example. Before recording this podcast, I spent 5 minutes visualizing the impact I wanted to create by sharing this episode. It shifted from me, from this feeling of, I've got to record a podcast to, I'm so excited I get to do this. So the energy behind doing this podcast recording is going to make it more passionate and exciting rather than just, here we go, I've got to make sure I record a podcast because I'm trying to build my podcast in 2025. Okay. Step 3, create soulful practices, not rigid plans. So instead of a strict to-do list, create rituals that align with your desires. For example, if you want to feel strong and energized, commit to moving your body daily in a way that feels good, whether that's yoga, lifting weights, and just a little side note here, 3 times lifting weights is super important for your overall health. I repeat that. Lifting weights 3 times a week is super important for your overall health, and it makes you feel empowered and incredible. Just going to say that. Or even dancing around your living room, just committing to moving your body in a way that makes you feel really good, and hopefully, eventually, that leads to strength training. To reframe goal setting, we want to change that traditional goal, I'll go to the gym 5 days a week. Instead of that, change it to an energetic goal, which is I'll move my body in ways that bring me joy and strength. Okay? Step 4, let go of the how. When you focus on how something will happen, you limit the universe's ability to surprise you. Set your vision, take aligned action, and trust that the how will unfold in ways better than you imagined. Okay? So letting go of the how and just letting it be. Keep taking the action you need to take, but don't be so, caught up on the how, and just do. Because sometimes when you just do, that's when things unfold, and that's when the learning really happens. Okay? And step number 5 is celebrate the process. Every small win, every aligned action is worth celebrating because it raises your vibration. This isn't about waiting for the big outcome to feel good. It's about feeling good now. Because if you feel good now with where you're at, you're going to feel so much better and continue to feel good as you go along the journey and as you progress. So once you've set your intentions and you've created your energetic goals rather than your smart goals, here are some tools that you can embody these energetics in 2025. Number 1 is morning rituals to set the tone. So start your day with practices that align with your core desires like journaling, gratitude, or 5-minute visualizations, looking at your vision board, doing things that really help you to embody the things that you desire the most. Okay, if that's a 10 kilo weight loss goal, then I really want you to visualize you already there. You're already showing up as her. What are the things that she does? Does she exercise regular? Does she drink more water? Does she get 8 hours sleep every night? Does she eat nutritious, nourishing foods because it makes her feel incredible? See how my tone and my energy is shifting to a real desire and positive point of view versus a negative, like you have to do this because you're at risk of diabetes and dying. Do you know what I mean? That was really negative, but I just wanted to give you an example. Number 2 is evening reflection. So before going to bed, ask yourself, did I live in alignment with my energy today? What small action can I take tomorrow to feel even better so that I am aligned with what I want? Now, number 3 is really important because energy alignment checkpoints. So setting reminders throughout the day to pause and ask, how do I feel? What can I do right now to raise that vibration? If you're not aligning yourself with your goals, it could be a values thing. Could be that you've actually not re-looked at your values and you're not feeling aligned with what your values are. Could be an environment thing. It could be that the people around you are not supporting you enough in a way that's helping you to achieve your goals, or you're feeling really held back by your environment. If that's the case, you need to make some changes to your environment, to the things around you, the people around you. And if it's still not feeling right, you may need to go back and reassess what it is that you desire in 2025. And like I said, it's okay for things to change. We don't have to commit to something that we really don't feel good within our body. If your body is feeling resistant towards something, you need to really tune into that and listen to that. I will add here as well, though, do not make life-changing decisions just before you're due for your period, because your emotions are all over the place. My suggestion is that you set these goals in your luteal phase, more so the early luteal phase, and you make decisions if you need to change the trajectory of what you're trying to achieve in 2025 during your follicular phase and ovulation phase. Why? Because you're more mentally clear and you're in a better state hormonally to do so. Okay? Now, number 4 for your practical tools is use your intuition as a compass. If something doesn't feel right, if something's not aligned, listen to that whisper and redirect your focus, which is basically what I just explained. Okay? So those are your 4 tools. I'll just remind you of those again. Number 1, morning rituals to set the tone. Number 2, evening reflections. Number 3, energy alignment checkpoints. And number 4, using your intuition as a compass. Okay. A vision of your magnetic 2025. So let's paint a vivid picture here. Imagine waking up every day feeling excited, inspired, and aligned. Imagine seeing opportunities and miracles flow into your life with ease. Imagine becoming the best version of yourself, not because you forced it, but because you allowed it. This is the type of feeling I want you to have around the goals that you are setting yourself for 2025. So remember, 2025 isn't about hustle, it's about harmony. It's your year to start forcing and start flowing, to stop chasing and start attracting. The energy around what you want is going to be so much better when you let go of that, I need to work harder because I'm not working hard enough. It's about working smart enough and being in alignment with what you're doing. Because when you're in alignment with what you're doing, it doesn't feel like hard work. It just feels as it should. Okay? So your action right now is to share your visions with me on Instagram if you wish. Feel free to send me a DM if you've listened to this podcast and you feel like you want to share your desires and visions for 2025. I'd love to hear from you. But I'd also really love for you to check out my latest blog post on the Energetics Alignment Guide for a magnetic 2025. I've said that a lot in this podcast. It's kind of rolling out there at this point. And I encourage you to fill that out for yourself to help you with making your desires and your setting your goals for 2025. Okay? And then once you've done all this, it's just a matter of taking that amazing action, doing the things that feel good for you. Because the life that you're dreaming of is already yours, but you just need to step into the energy of receiving it. Okay? So I hope this podcast has helped spark some inspiration as to how you can set your goals for this coming year. And I really, really hope that you find this way of setting goals so much more connected to who you are as a woman. Because I personally find SMART goals a real masculine approach to setting goals. And when I started changing my goal setting to more of being in alignment with what I want, things just started happening for me a lot more easier, especially when it came to opportunities. So I, as well as being a nutritionist and personal trainer, which I absolutely love, I do acting on the side. And acting is a really hard game to be in, right? I've been for a few auditions this year, but not as many as I'd like to have been. But that's okay, because I feel like this year in my acting classes, my energy has been so invested in actually getting good at my craft that I feel, and I get goosebumps when I talk about this because it feels so embodied and aligned. I feel as though next year is my year where I'm going to have some massive opportunities to audition for some massive shit. And I feel this in my body because in class, I am so like just feeling so good about where I'm at in my craft. My American accent is so much better. My tools are just coming so naturally now. I don't have to think about them. The way I show up as an actor has just really improved since focusing on the learning and focusing on being rather than just focusing on when am I going to get my big role. So I've let that all go and I've stopped worrying about how old I am. I'm only 30. I'm so young. I've stopped worrying about all that shit and just started focusing on the energetics around doing the things I need to do, knowing that eventually my opportunity will come. I just have to be ready for it. So I'm in the process of constantly learning and visualizing myself where I want to be. And I'm not putting a timeline on it. I'm not putting an age on it. I'm not putting a year on it. I'm just putting an energetics on it, if that makes sense. I am energetically putting out to the universe that I will be a successful actor, but I'm not saying it needs to be by June 30th, 2025, because I need the right audition opportunity to come my way, but I need to be ready for that. Now, how can we relate this to your health and well-being? And the reason I shared my acting visualization with you is because I just wanted to take away the health and fitness side of things for a little bit. But if we relate that to your health and well-being, now, if you commit yourself to a program, if you commit yourself to going to the gym, if you commit yourself to making healthy, nourishing breakfasts, and you do that from a place of love and you do that from a place of desire because you want to feel energized and you want to feel healthy and you want to feel strong, rather than you've got to lose 10 kilos before that wedding, otherwise you're going to look hideous in your dress and you have this real negative approach to it, it's going to feel awful. You're going to feel so pressured. You're going to feel like you have to achieve it by June 30th, 2025. And instead of doing that, just focus on doing the things you need to do from a place of love and a place of desire, and watch the results happen for you. It will. This year, on my own health and well-being journey, just to give you another example, I'd reached 2 years postpartum, still dealing with massive chronic back pain and sciatica, and I believe this was from having the epidural. Like, it has just been this constant pain in my spine that feels nervy, not muscular. And I have done everything you can think about in terms of therapies to try and get it right, and it's not come right. And I reached a point in my postpartum journey, being 2 years postpartum, and I was like, I'm finally ready to just let go of the idea of being in pain and it holding me back, and I'm ready just to thrive and flourish. And by having that energy around my health and well-being goals, I was showing up to the gym more. I was naturally just going for my more nourishing meals again because I wasn't feeling as chronically stressed and I wasn't letting my pain consume my energy. And I just changed my mindset around it all. And I honestly have been the healthiest, fittest, strongest version of myself after having my 2 kids I've ever been. And I let go of the timeline. I let go of the idea of it needing to be for a specific event. And I just let it happen energetically. And you know what? The universe had my back. I also did a lot of work around showing up and looking at myself in the mirror and saying, you are so fit, you are so healthy, you are so strong, you are so beautiful, you're amazing, you're incredible. Talking to myself how I should be talking to myself rather than how society wants us to talk to ourselves. So my one thing for you in 2025, when you are setting your goals, your intentions, your desires, is to set them from a place of love, and to start changing your energetics and your mindset around what it is that you're doing and why. And when you start showing up more energetically aligned, positive and excited and from love, things will start happening for you naturally and organically. Let go of the I need it now to it's going to happen for me. I just have to be ready. And to be ready, I need to be taking incredible action for myself, but coming from a place of self-love and not self-loathe. So I hope this podcast has been valuable for you. Happy New Year, and let's go. 2025 is going to be your most energetically desirable, incredibly learning, growth, whatever you want to call it, year. And I'm so excited for you. I'm so proud of you for showing up for yourself this year. You have done the best you can, and that's all that matters. And rather than focusing on what didn't happen, focus on what did happen and get ready to set those intentions and desires and goals from a place of love and positivity. And let's get 2020. I keep saying 2020. Let's get 2025 and make it our most desirable year yet. I'm so excited for you. If you want to DM me your goals, please feel free to do that. At Renee Diamond is my Instagram. And I look forward to having you a part of my community this year. Lots of exciting things coming.